Joining me now to talk about the Conrad Murray case and what we saw in the courtroom today, entertainment reporter Russell Wettinson and Sara Azari, criminal defense attorney. Welcome, you guys. Let's start with you, Russell. We saw the arraignment, which was supposed to happen on Friday, fall apart because of the dispute between the LAPD and the DA's office. But it happened today, finally. What did we see in the courtroom?
That's right. Following Friday's will he or will he not surrender or be charged, it finally happened today. Today we had Dr. Conrad Murray in court and being arraigned. He was charged with involuntary manslaughter and pleaded not guilty. And this was and promised to be a media circus. Not only were there a lot of media people outside and people out there wanting to see what happened, but we had the Jackson family show up. Joe, Catherine, LaToya, Jermaine. This was everything we thought it would be today.
And Sara, let's get into the nuts and bolts of the case. What do you expect his defense to be?
Well, I think that initially the LAPD was going to charge him with second-degree murder, and in that event, the prosecution would have a much harder case. But given that he's being charged with manslaughter, there's no intent element, so they don't have to show that Dr. Murray intentionally caused the death of Michael Jackson. I think they have
involuntary.
Exactly, and I think they have a much easier case. The defense for Dr. Murray would be one that it wasn't propofol that caused the death of Michael Jackson. Apparently, there was some other drugs in his system that the autopsy report showed, and perhaps those other drugs prescribed by other physicians led to his death. I think this is going to be a case of a battle of experts. The prosecution's experts talking about the impropriety of the administration of propofol in a home setting, and then you've got the defense experts who need to come in and say there's nothing negligent about Dr. Murray's conduct and that there was nothing unsafe or inherently dangerous in the manner that he administered the drug at Michael Jackson's home.
And given all you know about the case, any chance you think that he can walk away free from this?
We don't know what all the evidence is, and it's too early to say whether he can prevail, but I certainly think that once his attorneys look at the totality of the evidence the prosecution has, they may need to focus on a plea deal in this case.
So if you were defending him, what do you think your biggest hurdles would be?
Well, I can think of two right now. I think that, you know, we're dealing with not just a celebrity, but the king of pop. And, you know, we know that Los Angeles jurors always have sympathy for celebrity defendants. In this case, it's not even a defendant. It's somebody who's died. And so there's going to be an inherent and tremendous amount of bias in favor of Michael Jackson. I think it's going to be difficult for the defense to overcome. And I think that the second hurdle would just be for the defense to come up with credible experts to refute what the prosecution is going to put forth. I think that, you know, with all that we've heard about this case in the past several months, not one doctor has come forward to say that this was kosher, that you know, you can administer this, you know, dynamite of an anesthetic in a home setting and that it's safe.
Russell, how do you think the fact that he's the king of pop will influence the jury?
Well, this is going to play a major role, but remember, we're not at the jury stage yet. This case is a long way from there. Right now, we have the arraignment. The next major step is the preliminary hearing, and that's when the prosecution has to show probable cause to go forward. So we have a lot of steps to go before then, and we have to examine the court of public opinion and the court of law. The court of public opinion, Dr. Murray has not been doing so well, and now we have pictures of him in, you know, at the mausoleum recently, where Michael Jackson.
Forest Lawn last week.
There's a lot of emotional aspects to this case, and with the family showing up today, so that celebrity aspect is going to play a role, but also there's a big public policy issue here, because remember, Attorney General Jerry Brown is very interested in doctors and their use of prescriptions, and that is going to play a big role in this case, just like it will play a role in the Howard K. Stern and Anna Nicole Smith case later this year. Big issues, big case, big celebrity.
What do you think the biggest challenge for the prosecution will be in this case?
For the prosecution, the challenge is really going to be the use of experts here, because even though for the defense it's a huge issue because they have to find an expert to say it's okay for propofol to be used, at the same time the prosecution has to keep this case simple. And I've been saying that on this show about this case from the beginning. They have to be able to tell a simple story, that Michael Jackson was given propofol, that Dr. Murray gave it to him, and then that's the cause of the death, and that it wasn't okay. Keep it simple, and they'll be okay.
Okay, well, we will all be staying tuned. Thank you so much, Sara Azari and Russell Wettinson, for your thoughts. Hollywood 411, we'll be right back.